How much technology can you pack into a small footprint? Grinding, milling, turning, multi-axis heads, and vibration dampening. This is the manufacturing philosophy behind spinner machine tools.
Look at the size of that.
Yeah.
Woo!
One key feature of our machines is footprint, I would say.
Look at the size of that part getting done. My.
And we had the opportunity to travel to Germany to not only check these machines out, but see where they are built and assembled from the ground up.
So this is Spinner's production facility, our CNC workshop where we build all our parts on our spinner machines for our spinner machines.
Spinners making spinners.
Spinners making spinners.
Mind if we take a peek?
Yeah.
Behind the magic door is...
Yeah, come
wow.
in.
This place is huge.
Our production facility, as I said, we're building spinner machines, spinner components for our spinner machines on spinner machines. So basically what you see here is on this side of the building is a lathe workshop and a grinding workshop. And over there we will see the milling workshop.
This is one that I believe I saw at IMTS.
Yes, TTS is a multi-turret dual spindle machine. So we have it in various configurations. Here you can see it as a 2-turret setup. On the IMTS show, I believe you saw it as a 3-turret setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and got a bigger version of that as well with up to 4 turrets, you will see later.
That looks like a bar puller in there too, and I see there's a bar feeder on it. Is that bar feeder feeding this machine?
Yes, the bar feeder is feeding that machine. This is actually a gripper for the parts catchers.
And these big black things, if I remember correctly, they are for dampening the movement,
Yes.
is that right?
So this is pretty unique for a spinner. This is our patent, so it's those are like passive vibration dampeners. So a common problem on multi-turret machines is that you're catching or causing vibration on one turret while working with another turret on the sub-spindle or on the secondary spindle, doing a finishing cut. So with this passive vibration dampeners, we are able to kill those vibrations, to dampen those vibrations, and still able to do a finishing cut on one spindle and doing a roughing cut on the other spindle.
So it's not bouncing it off the cutter. What are these giant things?
Oh yeah, those are grinders. Those are parts for guideways. We have other grinders, circular grinders for more like spindle parts.
That is one of the biggest magnetic tables I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There are so many parts here,
Yeah.
but it's all very well organized.
Oh yeah, and that's actually spindles.
I was going to say, it
right?
looks like a spindle drive.
So those are spindles which came from pre-turning, then hardening, and then now they are going to the grinding department to finish them.
That's a very, very challenging part. Very,
Yes.
very exacting tolerance.
Spindles are maybe the most challenging part and the heart of the machine.
And this looks like, wow, this is, I guess we're on the turning side of this because these are all
Yep.
very, very nice looking lathes.
Yep.
Look at the size of that part getting done. My.
So we're looking at our tool shop. So here we are preparing actually the tools for the different jobs we have. So while there's a job running on the machine, those coworkers here already prepare the next job for the machine.
So as soon as the machine is free, you're not spending a
Yes.
lot of time doing that.
Yes.
These guys already have it ready to go.
Exactly.
I love seeing, and it's something you don't see as much as you maybe hope out there, but I love seeing a machine making more of itself. These machines, would this be the same as one that people could get for their shops, or are they modified or a little different than, you know, an off-the-shelf spinner?
Those are standard spinner machines. We usually have them in our CNC production for like 1 or 2 years, and then we sell them off as trial machines or used machines to customers. We always try to put like the newest generation of our machines in our CNC workshop, not only to machine our parts, but also to test out our machines, to field test them.
Right. What better way to do it? Those are those castings?
Those are castings, and maybe you can recognize what it is.
That's
if you look
for
into,
V-axis.
if you look into this machine, those are turret housing. So this is the housing for a turret for a TTS machine or a TC machine. It's just missing the turret disc, where later on the tools are clamped on.
Look at the size of that.
Yeah.
Woo! Now that would come in, and that thing gets machined on just about every side. It looks like.
This is a perfect 5-axis machine parts. Yeah, all
For a
sides of this part.
5-axis.
Yeah, all actually all 6 sides of this part is machined, so
That thing's got to weigh 1,000 pounds.
a little bit more.
And you'll 5-axis that.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see the machine that does that. That just sounds foolish. Now, what's a VC1150?
So VC1150 is a vertical machining center. Vertical center 1150 stands for 1150 metric, 1150 millimeters in X stroke. One key feature of our machines is footprint, I would say. So footprint, especially now worldwide, is a big issue. You know, you want to cramp as many machines in the available footprint of your shop as possible.
Real estate is expensive.
And it's making you money. You know, it's wherever you have a machine, the machine is making money. So you want to look at the small footprint, which we do in all our spinner models, but especially on the VC1150, we are able, through a very special guideway feature, to make this machine 30% smaller than a comparable machine on the market. And maybe before we look at the other spinner machines, we want to look at this big boy here.
Oh, whoa.
It's not part of the building, it's a whole machine.
I literally thought that was a room, or that was
No,
heating ducts up there.
This is one of our newest machines. It's a big milling machine where we actually machine our machine castings, our machine bases.
Now I understand when you're saying this is a perfect part for 5-axis.
Yeah.
That head on that thing is enormous.
Yeah, this is actually machining right now a machine base of one of our ultra high precision lathes of a MICROTURN. And the cool thing about this machine is that we can not only mill in this machine, but this machine can also switch spindles. So we can also grind the machine bed in the same setup.
It's absolutely mind-blowing. Like I've seen machines maybe that are comparable in terms of size. I've never seen them run, and I've never seen anything that could grind in the same thing. I could park my truck in there and then still have room for another truck.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, you see the raw parts here. So those are the unmachined parts, how we get them from our foundry.
Look at the size of this thing. I think this thing's also huge. But
2 more big machines from another German machine tool manufacturer, just a little bit bigger than our spinner machines. So we rely on their products to make bigger spinner parts. Like this would be a spindle stock for one of our precision lathes here.
Here we have a U630.
U630, yes. This is our medium-sized 5-axis machine. So in this machine, in this dimension, actually the workpiece swivels in the B-axis and turns in the C-axis. Here we have it with a pallet changing system. So we have some automation to it, but we do it on at least here for our application on very small production runs.
Now, the reason why you can see all these things, I mean, I know your role these days is sales, but you can see this, know what it is, you can see that. You didn't start in sales.
No, I started with Spinner 2005, doing my apprenticeship program, being a machinist. So I'm a machinist. I worked in applications. So at one point I operated these machines as well.
I hear a lot of whirring, I see things moving a bit.
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
So we are looking at one assembly area, one of the assembly areas we have here at Spinner. So this is for a particular machine line called PD line. It's an ultra high precision lathe. You see the small lathes here. Those are PD machines. We have been building this model for almost 40 years now. It's ultra high precision. It's super high finish cuts. It's hard turning. So this is actually how the machine starts. We have a machine base. You see the big machine casting here. This is actually the base of each and every machine tool is the machine bed, casted machine bed. Later on there goes the X and Z slide where the turret goes. Later on we add the spindle stock here. We put a spindle in, we put a turret on, we put a control next to it. So yeah, we have component assembly here. So a lot of those components which go into the machine needs pre-assembly. So spindle assemblies, tool changers, turrets. Maybe we can walk that direction and I'll show you.
This is a very large area.
Yeah.
And so these are pretty much all the parts that go into the machines. I take it
So
you're
all
not
the
having
parts you saw in our production facility, in our CNC workshop, we saw that part laying around, that big part here. They're going to be pre-assembled here. This is a big, let me see, this is a part for a TTS machine, for a bigger TTS machine. Another assembly area we have here, so we have the spindle assembly area here, so all the spindle components you saw before in our CNC workshop, they are pre-assembled here. You see the inner core, the rotating core of the spindle. Back there we have the spindle housings with the spool. They're all motor spindles. And they go in different types of machines, into different types of lathes. We have the TC line, the TTS line, the MICROTURN line, all assembled here. We concentrate really on functional design. We don't put a lot of like shiny covers around the machine. The machine needs to be practical, high endurance, good to maintain. So and low in footprints, and that's why we don't do the shiny stuff. So as we are walking into the MICROTURN assembly here. So those are our turn mill machines. So it's dual spindle. It's a turret in there. There can be a B-axis in there, B-axis milling spindle. So a lot of stuff going on here. Very special and unique design with the actually moving spindles here. So we don't have the tool actually moving with the contour of your workpiece, but we have the spindles moving with the contour of your workpiece.
And what's the advantage to that?
Precision. We are not stacking up tolerances under one saddle, under one tool. So typically on a typical lathe, you would have under your turret the X, Y, and Z axis stacked on top of each other. Here we have it split up, so we have only a Y axis in the turret, only a Y axis in that milling spindle, and we have Z and X in the moving spindles.
It's such a radically different design than I've never seen anything that does like
it
this.
comes with a lot of advantages.
And those are those same giant castings that we saw get milled
those
in
are
that giant mill.
Those are exactly the castings you saw in the big mill. Yeah.
Wow.
We're in the showroom here, so-called showroom, our applications area where our application specialists are setting up machines for demos, for test cuts, for factory acceptance tests and stuff like that. Yeah.
So what you guys have basically every kind of machine you make in here. It looks like underpower and theoretically making chips.
Yeah, a lot of them, not all of them. Some are around on exhibitions going back and forth, but we have a couple of machines here on display. So when customers come in, we can show them and show demo parts. So we supply spinner bar loads for spinner machines as well.
Nice.
So they come as a package together with the machine, so customer doesn't have to worry about interface issues and such.
And what's this attached to here?
So it's attached to a spinner TTS, to a TTS 65 triplex. Triplex stands for 3 turrets. And you see we have a small demo on here as well.
This is one of my favorite demos I think I saw at IMTS because when it's moving, there's so many things going on. You don't even know where to look.
You don't know where to look first, right?
This is a nice looking machine, VC 1650.
Again, VC vertical center. It's a 3-axis machine, C-frame type, moving table concept. So you have the table moving in the Y-axis, moving in the X-axis, and you have a spindle moving in the Z-axis, going up and down. So we can open that.
Wow, this is that same concept, but much bigger.
It's a much bigger machine, but it's the same concept. So vertical machine bed design, just a lot bigger. We have up to 125 millimeter bar capacity, which is 5 inches.
For us Imperial folks.
Yeah. So big parts, but multi-turrets. So we can do that with, if you want, 1 turret, but up to 4 turrets as well.
So same as that little, up to 4?
Up to 4, yes. A couple of MICROTURNs here in different setups. MICROTURN is our ultra high precision multitasking machine. In this setup, it's a pretty special setup here, pretty unique setup. We use it as a mixture of a grinder and a lathe. We have turning down there, hard turning with the turret, also with driven tools if you want to. Additional to that, we have 2 ID grinding spindles and an OD grinding spindle.
Oh,
So-
wow, look at that. I didn't even notice that was a grinder up top there.
Yes, it's a big grinding wheel. It's an actual grinding wheel, 400 millimeters diameter. We can dress the wheel. The wheel is automatically balanced and redressed.
This is,
A MICROTURN again.
okay.
So we have two spindles, again, moving in Z and X direction. We have a turret. Turret, of course, all station live tools if you want to. We have that gang type tool station here. We just talked about. You can put ID boring bars in there or OD turning tools. And we have the B axis here, which is a milling spindle, 5 axis. So you can do full 5 axis on that lathe and do it on 6 sides. Again, a different setup of a MICROTURN. So everything you got in there, but without the B axis. So, you know, pretty much the customer can spec the base machine with the features they need for their application.
It's just really funny that they're all MICROTURNs, but I'm seeing 3 very different
Yes.
machines here.
And there comes
in a good
different coding to it. So we have a MICROTURN L, a MICROTURN LT, LTS, LTBS. So the different coding for the different specs of the machine.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I like these things. They're really, really cool machines.
So this is the milling assembly here, the building where we have all the assembly for our VC line on the left side, on the U line on the right side. So VC is everything from a vertical machining center, 3-axis, 4-axis, and 5-axis. Yeah, that would be a VC 1150, so the medium-sized machine. But also we have a couple of our big TTS machines here.
The big boys.
The big boys, yes. So multi-turrets, up to 5 inches bar capacity, up to 4 turrets, or a combination of that with steady rest and so.
You guys seem to be busy, and that's
Yeah,
a
we are
great
busy.
thing.
We're still busy, yeah.
I know,
love
would all
to be
these
busy.
machines already be ordered, or some of them for stock, so they're available?
Most of them are already ordered. They're built to spec. Some of them would be stock or built as demo machines, as trial machines or prototype machines. But most of the machines you see here are built already or sold already to a customer to custom specs. We have a lot of U-line machines here in this assembly area. U5 630, we saw that already. Then we have a couple of U1530s back there.
Ooh.
A couple of TTS machines in here as well. So we're trying to use every inch of the space available, you see, for assembly. So the Spinner Apprentice Workshop. So you see a lot of youngsters here, young girls and boys, learning to be a machinist, training to be a machinist. So usually when they first arrive, the first couple of weeks, months, they do stuff like filing, you know, get a feel for the material, do some manual drilling, tapping, stuff like that. And then they go to manual machining like this, manual lathes, manual mills as well. Just learning the basics of the trade, you know. After about a year, they're distributed in the different departments of our company, you know, in assembly, in production, in quality control. And that's totally, it's a 3.5-year program. And on the 3.5 years on different types of apprenticeships, we got manual mills, we got manual lathes, we got some, you know, some drills, manual drills. It's just, you know, to learn the base. So it's not to produce anything, to make stuff. It's just to learn the trade, learn the basics of it, you know.
Of course, you got these little CNC mills.
Yeah, that's the first touch of CNC, two-axis controlled machines. We've got, you know, some small flat grinders. We have circular grinders as well. We have 2 smaller CNC machines back there where they take the first steps. Back there with the CNCs, they already do some prototyping for our new machines and stuff like that.
Oh, so they're actually doing real parts too.
Yeah, from time to time,
okay.
under supervision, yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
So there you have it, guys. I know at the top of this episode, I promised you were going to see some of the craziest stuff ever shoved into a machine that you've ever seen. And I really hope that we delivered on that promise because it really blew my mind. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications below to make sure you never miss a video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. You take care.